Today, I've created this tier list, and I'm going to be ranking each one of these game passes from Mad City Chapter 2 from best to worst. As you know, not everything in the world is free, and sadly, that includes Mad City game passes. I've sorted into 5 sections: life-changing, great, mid, trash, and avoid at all costs. But just before we get into that, it turns out not many of my viewers are actually subscribed to this channel, so if you could subscribe, then that'd be super helpful. Anyways, enjoy the video. So it looks like the first thing here is the double XP game pass. Now, I actually own this pass in Mad City. It was the first one that I bought because I wanted to finish Season 6 in time, but honestly it isn't bad. I mean, it literally doubles the amount of XP that you earn, plus it stacks on double XP weekends, so there isn't really much to complain about with this. I think I'm gonna put it in great, just since it's a pretty basic game pass, there's nothing groundbreaking about it or anything. But yeah, if you have some Robux to spend and you play Mad City a fair bit, then I'd totally recommend getting this. It makes grinding a lot easier and saves you a lot of time. Good pass, good pass. Anyway, that brings us to the next pass, which is Emote Pack number 1. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what this is, but in case you really need an explanation, it's a pack of, I think, 8 different emotes that you can use in-game. It'll cost you 200 Robux, and it includes the Dab, Orange Justice, Pump It, Flossin', Wiggle, Hype, Take the L, and Best Mates. I don't know about this one though. You usually get 2 or 3 emotes for free each season just by completing the season pass, so it isn't really something I would spend money on. Plus, it's not like you'll really use emotes in the game enough to consider it money well spent. I think I'll put it in mid, since I can understand the appeal, but it's just not something I would spend 200 Robux on. I don't know. I just wish there was another pack available to get, for the same price obviously, just so there's another option in case you want to get some other emotes instead. No way. So, Emote Pack 2 is pretty similar to the first one. It's got 8 different emotes, these ones being the Electro Shuffle, Sprinkler, Infinite Dab, as opposed to the one dab you'll find in Emote Pack 1, Pop Lock, Slithering, Robot, Squat Kick, and Dance Moves. Now, if you were to break into my house and threaten me with a gun to choose one of these emote packs to buy, then it'd probably have to be this one. I don't specifically hate the first emote pack, but the second one's just slightly more tolerable. Forgive me for this, but this one's also going in mid. Anyway, that brings us to the Heavy Weapons Game Pass. That's right, for the low price of 400 Robux and your dignity, you could buy yourself an RPG and a slightly bigger sniper rifle. I remember back in the days of Chapter 1, if you combine this baby with the Hot Rod or Frostbite power, you'd be unstoppable in any server. Bank robbery? No problem, just run into the vault and shoot this. But seriously, this used to be the most broken weapon in the game before Chapter 2, you cannot convince me otherwise. Of course, if this was your main weapon, you'd argue that this required years of knowledge and training to master, like your life depended on it, but like, come on, we all know that isn't true. But now that we're in Chapter 2, I don't think this serves much of a purpose anymore. I mean, there's been a free sniper in the game since day 1. Well, actually, the sniper does an extra 20 damage on headshots. Yeah, that's right, I read the wiki. And for the RPG, I don't think I can back this one. I mean, there's literally a rocket launcher in the game now that uses heat-seeking missiles that you don't have to pay 400 Robux for. So, why pay for this when you can literally just use this by paying in-game cash instead? Trash Game Pass. Anyway, next we have the Mobile Customization Game Pass. In case you don't know what this is, it gives you access to an app on the in-game phone where you can customize your vehicles or weapons on the go, instead of going to a certain area on the map to do it. Now, I guess this can be convenient if you can never settle on a look for your car, so you just kind of, yep, time for a new paint job. I mean, for 100 Robux, I guess you may as well, but I don't really get the pain of driving for 30 seconds to the closest garage. I'm not saying there's anything bad about this Game Pass, but it isn't the most exciting thing either, but I guess that's what you can expect from a Game Pass titled Mobile Customization. This one's going in mid, but it's still better than the emote packs. Alright, so moving on to the next Game Pass on the list, here we have the Scar. That's literally all it is, the Scar. So this Game Pass actually came out a few months after the release of the game, and all it really includes is the gun here. So for a single gun, this was 300 Robux. You know how many mobile customization Game Passes I could have bought with that? 3! So if I'm paying 300 Robux purely for a single gun, it better be the second best damn weapon in the game. It can't be best or that'd be pay to win. Well, I mean, it's not the best. In fact, I don't think it's even the second best or the third best. In fact, this gun's kind of bad. It's got a lower fire rate than all of the other automatic weapons in the game. It does a bit more damage than the AK-47, but not enough for it to be considered worth it at all. Plus, if I ever see you using this gun in a server, then I'm sorry, but I'll be laughing at you like crazy. Because, well, you paid 300 Robux for this. You look stupid. This is what a victim of bullying looks like right here. You know what? Just for that, it's going into avoid at all costs. Don't make the mistake of buying this, please. Anyway, that brings us to the SWAT Game Pass. So this, just like the Scar, costs 300 Robux, except this is more than just a gun. I mean, the main selling point of this pass would probably be the M4A1, but there's some other things too. There's a special SWAT van included with the Game Pass. It may be slow as the Camaro, but it can fit 6 people inside. I mean, don't have too much fun without me. You also get a special SWAT outfit. Now, honestly, I have to say for 300 Robux, I wouldn't say this deal's not worth it. I mean, if you like role-playing as a cop, I can see why you'd enjoy this Game Pass. And if not, you still get a pretty decent gun out of it, so I guess everyone wins. This Game Pass isn't perfect for anything, but what I can gather, it's enough to make great. Next on the list is the VIP Game Pass. Now, this is the most expensive Game Pass in the game by a long shot. The next most expensive would be Double XP at 500 Robux, but that doesn't even come close to this one. Buying the VIP Game Pass will set you back 1,000 Robux, or 10 mobile customization Game Passes. That's a big price. You think it's compensating for something? The VIP Game Pass gives you a few different things, like no team limits in case you really wanted to be a hero today, a free vehicle skin, a golden VIP chat tag just so you can flex on all the other peasants, and the most important thing, double cash from all heists. Yeah, this Game Pass can literally give you up to 2 times the amount of money that you can normally earn from a heist. I'm not even joking. You think watching Andrew Tate's gonna double your income? No, get rid of that. This right here is your new Andrew Tate. Bow down to the Mad City VIP Game Pass. You think I'm joking? Before I got the Mad City VIP Game Pass, I was a short, poor, skinny loser. Now I'm ripped. I make $850,000 a year and have 3 girlfriends. Thank you, Mad City VIP Game Pass. Life-changing. So we're about to get into the final 2 Game Passes, which you actually can't purchase anymore. But just before we do that, I am going to remind you again to subscribe. I upload weekly videos and it would be super helpful. Thanks. Anyways, on with the video. So here we have the Vehicle Radio Game Pass. In case you didn't know what this did, it allowed you to play any audio file from the Roblox library from your vehicle in-game. Lots of people used it to play whatever bypass music they could find to look cool. I don't know why they didn't just use Spotify. But yeah, this was more of a thing that people would use to mess around, you know, play the occasional weird sound effect from it or whatever. Anyway, it got removed when Roblox set most of the audio files stored in the Roblox library to private, making the in-game radio almost completely unusable. It was a decent concept, but when put into practice, it wasn't very well practical. First, you had to actually have the Roblox site open in your browser. Then, to find the audio you wanted to play, you'd have to search for it in the audio library, find a copy of the ID from the URL of the audio, then paste it into the box on top of the screen, and then you could listen to it, as opposed to just using Spotify or YouTube. So I think I'm gonna have to put it in trap. Oh, you can? Never mind, guys. Turns out you can use it to listen to Magic by Bob. Well, my bad. There you go, life-changing. And then there was one. So this here is the Pet Plus Game Pass, which you could use to customize your pet dog in-game and get access to some extra toys. Honestly, I'm shocked anyone ever bought this Game Pass in the first place. Dogs are such a rarely used feature, and I'm like 99% sure they don't even function anymore. Plus, the customization feature was super buggy, and it'd always end up in your dog looking like it barely survived a freak accident. And for the toys, it wasn't much better. You got a frisbee, a ball, and a pong which you could throw for your dog, and then it would fetch it and run back to you. Yeah, nothing revolutionary. Overall, this was a pretty underwhelming Game Pass. I don't see why anybody would really care about it. I didn't see anyone crying over it when the Game Pass got removed. Did anyone even really notice when it got removed? Overall, I think this is just one of those Game Passes that you wouldn't want to get yourself tangled up with. Avoid at all costs. So that was my tier list of every single Game Pass in Mad City. If you want to create your own, then I'll make sure to leave a link to this template in the description down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.